Thank you very much. The next speaker on my list is the distinguished representative of Georgia, His Excellency David Salkelyani. Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson, distinguished colleagues. Let me thank the OSCE Chairperson in office, Minister and Linde, for her leadership and dedication throughout the year in making the organization more effective. On our side, we have been intensively engaged within all three dimensions and remain committed to continue so. Among other issues, my country has been actively supporting the Swedish chairmanship priorities to promote gender mainstreaming throughout the OSCE work. We believe in transformative potential of the women, peace and security agenda and would welcome the OSCE's more active role to this end. Excellencies, and the OSCE remains a unique platform to foster dialogue and cooperation. In this context, ministerials provide an opportunity to recommit to our joint principles under the Helsinki Final Act, the Charter of Paris, and further strengthen them through actual decisions. It is regrettable that reaching consensus on key documents in all three dimensions is getting increasingly difficult. More so, unfortunately, each year we face the brazen violations of the very principles our organization is built on. It is alarming to eyewitness one participating state, the Russian Federation, continue its aggressive and destructive actions against other participating states, including my own, in breaching of the principles of inviolability of frontiers and territorial integrity of states in an attempt to forcibly redraw the borders in Europe. We condemn increasing hostile rhetoric and intensified military activities near its border with Ukraine and call on Russia to seize it immediately. Let me use this occasion and reiterate unwavering support for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine within its internationally recognized borders. Dear colleagues, despite numerous international calls, the Russian Federation still disregards its international commitments and refuses to implement the EU-mediated 2008 ceasefire agreement. Rather than abiding by these responsibilities, it continues to militarize Georgia's Abkhazia and Tkhinvali regions, conducts regular illegal military exercises, and continues erecting new type of Berlin walls, the kilometers of barbed wire fences in the heart of my country. Georgia has been one of the first victims of Russia's wider hybrid warfare agenda aimed at undermining the very core of our sovereignty and statehood. Through these actions, though Russia not only targets individual states but the whole European security architecture. It is even more alarming that the steps toward the de facto annexation of Georgian regions continue. The signing of so-called agreement on dual citizenship with the occupied regime in Tkhinvali and in Abkhazia, and the opening of 20 polling stations for State Duma elections in both occupied regions are the recent examples. Regrettably, more than 13 years now, we witness Russia's destructive attitude toward the negotiation formats, the Geneva International Discussions and IPRMs, by politicizing the purely humanitarian issues and creating a deadlock in the process. The rights and freedoms of people residing in the occupied territories are severely infringed. As we speak, Georgian citizen Irakli Bebua, who requires special medical treatment, remains in illegal detention in Sukhumi prison, while another Georgian citizen, Gennady Bestayev, has been handed over to the Georgian government only after critical deterioration of his medical conditions. Without decisive steps, many more fear the same fate or even fear for their lives. Let me remind you about several cases of brutal murder of Georgian IDPs by representatives of occupation regimes. While perpetrators are yet to be brought to justice, the Othozoria Tatunashvili list and its international support indeed contributes to the preventing such cases in future. Here, I would like to recall the landmark decision by the European Court of Human Rights on the case concerning the 2008 Russia-Georgia war, which found the Russian Federation as a state exercising effective control of Georgian, Abkhaz and Tkhinvali regions, responsible for the violations of fundamental norms of international law and human rights on its ground. Excellencies, against this background, Georgia continues to unwaveringly pursue its peace policy. This year, the government has launched the inclusive nationwide process to develop the comprehensive policy for deoccupation and sustainable peace conflict resolution. We have established a special government commission tasked to do so. At the same time, Georgia has been accelerating its efforts for reconciliation and confidence building between the divided communities, and the peace initiative, a step to a better future, stipulates new opportunities for that. As COVID-19 hit the region's heart, Georgia made sure to provide the humanitarian aid and free health care to the residents of Abkhazia and Tkhinvali regions. Dear colleagues, unity of strategy and approach of the international community towards Russia is critical. We need to send clear message that infringement of the norms of international law is unacceptable, and its aggressive policy shall be reversed. There is no other way for sustainable peace and stability in the region. Georgia, as a responsible member of the international community, has been proactive in promoting peace and development in the South Caucasus. We introduced a new initiative to host a trilateral dialogue platform that would include Georgia, Azerbaijan, and Armenia, and would provide Georgia as a venue for trilateral meetings in various formats. On the top of it, the Prime Minister of Georgia came up with a new Peaceful Neighborhood Initiative voiced out at the UN General Assembly this September. Distinguished participants, my country has been continuing its unwavering strive towards the democratic consolidation and the European and Euro-Atlantic integration. We remain fully engaged in OSCE, which all OSCE institutions and support their strong mandate and independence. Taking this opportunity, I would like to particularly thank the OSCE-OD for dispatching the election observation mission during the elections in my country despite the COVID pandemic. I thank all participating states whose nationals took up this important task. We appreciate it as a sign of friendship and cooperation. Dear colleagues, in a few years, we will mark 50th anniversary of the Helsinki Final Act. Clearly, much more needs to be done to better defend those values and principles that unite us almost half a century ago. Let me congratulate Finland for future chairmanship and say that we supported Estonia's bid for 2024 chairmanship, and it's regrettable that due to position of one participating state, it did not go through. With this in mind, let me also wish Minister Rao of Poland successful tenure as an upcoming chairperson in office, and let me once again commend the Swedish chairmanship for the dedicated endeavors. I wish you a happy holidays. I thank you.